Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to another video, and today we are going to talk about, oh yes, Arrival. We are going to talk about one of my favorite up-and-coming stocks, one of my favorite risky stocks, one of my favorite penny stocks. Although, for full disclosure, when I first bought it, it was not a penny stock because I normally don't buy penny stocks. But anyway, today we are going to talk about Arrival stock, ticker symbol ARVL. And what we're going to specifically focus on is this article in Bloomberg that I happened to see out of just pure coincidence. I mean, I'm just Googling Arrival and all of a sudden a Bloomberg article comes up from like 4 days ago. I'm like, when did Bloomberg write about Arrival and how did I not see it? I mean, I follow Arrival on Twitter. They didn't say anything about it. But anyway, I just wanted to go ahead and go over this article because I thought it was fair. But they did say some things that I think we should talk about because last thing we want to see is people spreading FUD. Not that this article spreaded any FUD. I thought it was fair, but I do think there might have been some things in here that were taken out of context. So let's just go ahead and get into it. I am going to go over this entire article. The article is not very long, so don't worry. This isn't going to be a 30-minute boring video. This will be a fairly quick one. So let's just go ahead and go over it. And obviously, perfect timing, right? They want to highlight the article, Russian moguls EV startup right during the Russia-Ukraine thing because they know it'll get clicks. It's funny how they do that, right? So let's get right into it. Russia moguls EV startup struggles 1 year after SPAC deal. I'm sure most of you guys know the CEO of Arrival is Russian. We've known that for a while. We're Arrival holders. We know how this goes. Arrival went public with very big ambitions and a star-studded team. What we're doing is extremely challenging, President says. Okay, let's go. So we are going to get to the meat and potatoes because a lot of this is just bleh. Let's scroll. It's an opportunity. Okay, let's go right here. Here we go. We're going to go over everything. So here we go. But the more than 13 billion market capitalization Arrival debuted with was its high watermark. The company's valuation plunged to just below 2 billion by late January. Yes, we know this. After it pushed back production plans and told investors to no longer rely on a forecast it made during the SPAC merger. Okay, pause right there. That's very important. So I talked to you guys about that already. I've made several videos on this already. They are talking about the Q3 2021 earnings. In Arrival's Q3 2021 earnings, Arrival was at, I forgot what they were at, but they definitely weren't a penny stock. They were at like anywhere between $10 to maybe $15. They were definitely up there. And then what started the downtrend that made Arrival turn into the penny stock that it is now is when they came out and they pushed back their production plans, and then they told them not to rely on the forecast that they made from when they originally debuted as a SPAC. And I did not like that. I will be honest. I was not very happy about that. I did not like that. But I do still think this is an honest company. I don't think anything fraudulent or misleading was going on. I'm not sure what to make of that, but I'm still trustworthy of the management and still a believer in this company. So let's just go ahead and keep going. Took me a while to figure out how to pronounce this guy's name, but it is Sverdlov. So Sverdlov, 43, took time out of an earnings call this week to, in his words, address any concerns related to my nationality. This is very important, guys, because I actually went over this in one of my videos about the Q4 earnings. So Dennis actually already went over kind of what this article is referring to regarding the Russian-Ukraine thing and any issues that might arise for Arrival. The CEO already, well, founder CEO, already talked about everything. We're just going to read over this. The former Russian deputy minister for communications and mass media said he no longer has any form of connection with the government. He left the country. Whoa. I did not know Dennis was the former deputy minister for communications and mass media. Wait a minute. Okay. If that's true, that's actually kind of crazy. But anyway. He left the country in 2013 and 2 years later moved his family to London. Funny how Bloomberg got a misspelling here. Got to call out the journalist. It must be perfect. You are a journalist. They got the wrong two here. They spelled it wrong. It's supposed to be the other two. But anyway, I'm not going to pick on them. 2 years later, moved his family to London, where he founded Arrival. The company doesn't source any parts from Russia and doesn't expect the war in Ukraine to materially affect its business. Yes, this is true. Mr. Sverdlov already went over that. He said at the very beginning of the Q4 earnings call. So here we go. Arrival slick-looking prototypes built in-house autonomous robots, and okay, blah, blah, blah. We already know Arrival does all that. We already know. So let's keep going. Now that many of the companies that went public via reverse mergers, including several EV producers, are struggling to live up to bold projections. That's true. Having backlogs of non-binding orders is no longer enough. Vehicles need to start rolling off assembly lines. I made so many videos saying that, you guys, back in November about Arrival. I said this already. So everything they're saying, I already said that. I said that the way that the market had become, it's no longer based on hype, because 2021 was all hype. But at the end of 2021, that hype died. And people are like, okay, we need to see real results. Forget the hype. Forget what you can do. We need to see what you are going to do and can you actually execute. And in Arrival's Q3 earnings call, they didn't. And that's why the stock got killed, which is okay. It gives us a chance to buy a great company at a cheap price. So I'm really not tripping about it. Here we go. What we're doing is extremely challenging. Arrival president Avinash, yeah, I know him, said in an interview. We are changing the rule book of the industry. We're talking about small, agile production facilities that are low capex, that are building clean vehicles. You cannot get more opposite to where the industry is. Okay, here's the important part that I did not like about this article, and we're going to highlight this right now because Bloomberg needs to stop it. So Bloomberg said, whereas other post-SPAC merger EV companies, including Nikola, Lordstown, and Canoo, lost founders soon after their listings, Sverdlov is staying put. He built his initial fortune in Russia's broadband industry and co-founded, I'm probably going to say that wrong, but Yada Devices, the maker of a dual screen smartphone. Okay, let's pause right here and talk about this because they just need to stop it. Nikola was a fraudulent company. Everybody knows about Nikola, Trevor Milton, Lordstown, all of the management and CEOs left and everything like that. And they had a little scandal too. I forgot what it was about, but if you look it up, Lordstown had like this crazy scandal too where they were misleading investors. And the CEO of Canoo, I actually believe he left and went to go work for Apple. Like, seriously, go look it up. He went to go work for either Apple or Tesla, something like that. But the CEO or founder and CEO, whatever, founder of Canoo, which is another electric vehicle company for those who don't know, he left too and went to go work for Apple, I'm almost certain. So I don't know why they're comparing these three companies to Arrival. Arrival is not fraudulent and none of the management left. And I know that they highlight that in the article. I know they say that even though all three of these people left, Sverdlov is staying put, but that's still unfair. You shouldn't even have these three companies in the same conversation. I don't think that Arrival is misleading investors in any way. I really don't. And I think the proof is in the pudding. The fact that Dennis is still with us and so is Avinash. And we really haven't had any of the upper level management leave. They are still 100% committed to this company and doing the best they can to get those cars produced. So I don't like that they did that, but we're going to go ahead and move on. Sverdlov has assembled a star-studded team at Arrival. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that guy's name, but 40 was head of strategy and mergers and acquisitions at General Motors, backed self-driving company Cruise. Michael Abelson, CEO of Arrival's automotive operations, was vice president of global strategy. Okay, so they're just talking about how great the management is, which, yeah, we knew. At least I knew. That's why I really like this company. And that's why I knew it wasn't a scam, because some of these guys are good people and have very strong backgrounds and a long history of being executives, and just doesn't make sense for them to join this company and just start scamming investors. So we knew this. So let's go. Abelson. I finally know how to pronounce this this city in the UK, by the way. But Abelson provided a tour of Arrival's first factory in Bicester, England, a couple of hours drive northwest of London in early February. Rather than run conveyor belt assembly lines, the company breaks up manufacturing processes into what it refers to as tech cells. Its proprietary square-shaped industrial autonomous robots, which can each move as much as 2 metric tons, transporting vehicles cell to cell. We have a lot of... Okay, we don't need to read that. We get it. Here we go. Setback. Sorry, guys. I probably should have got that together. Okay. Arrival's progress since that tour has been mixed. On the one hand, the company began assembling the skateboard-like architectures that will underpin the vans it builds in Bicester, but it's no longer planning to make buses at another factory in Rock Hill, South Carolina in the second quarter. Yeah, we talked about that. That was in their Q4 earnings, so we already know this, which was the plan of late last year. Yeah, we know. This facility will start up at an unspecified date. Yeah. I guess if they want to be tit for tat and pick out certain bad things, fine. But overall, I think all of us as investors love the direction that Arrival is going in. That Q4 earnings report was great. The first buses will go into production in the UK during the second half of this year. Yep, we knew that, and we are very excited about that. If I'm not mistaken, I believe the buses and the vans will go into production. But anyway, first group, the country's second largest regional bus operator, is expecting to start public road trials with Arrival's buses before the end of the month and has sought government funding to add almost 200 of the vehicles to its fleet. Yep, that's true too. I'm pretty sure the government at some point is going to give Arrival the funding it needs. I have no doubt. Let's see. Let's scroll down to here. Here we go. Arrival's big bet is on being able to make its 905 cash balance go a long way. That's true. It's using the same battery module, screens, and other common components across its vans, buses, and a car purpose-built for ride-hailing it's developing with Uber Technologies. Thank you. Finally, something good. Exactly. That is exciting. They have a partnership with Uber, one of the biggest companies in the world. Like, that is so exciting, and I'm really excited to see that. The company's products will also share a unique approach to materials. Yep, that's why we're invested in it. We like it. Okay, building steel, blah, blah, blah. A bunch of stuff that I don't even know. Here we go. Arrival believes the innovations it's pioneering will enable the company to construct microfactories in six months or less, much faster than the years-long process it can take to get a traditional auto plant up and running. Executives also think they can Come on, Bloomberg. Bloomberg has so many misspellings. Where's your editor? Making me think I'm crazy. Traditional auto plant and running, executives also think they can spool up new sites at a fraction of a cost. Okay. And yeah, we do know that. That's another reason why we really love Arrival. Some people don't like the microfactories and all that, but I like it. I think it's a great idea. Obviously, they're only going to be able to produce 1 million vehicles per year, but honestly, I think that's fine, especially for a company like this. It's not like they're producing cars. They're producing buses and vans, which doesn't really have as much of a demand because there's more cars than buses and vans. But anyway, just my opinion. The company hasn't lost faith in this approach, though it's starting up cautiously. Each of Arrival's microfactories will initially operate on one shift and won't reach full capacity until early next year. The company expects to deliver 400 to 600 vans to customers by year end. Yep, we saw it in an earnings report. That was extremely exciting because I was actually worried that they might not be delivering anything, but they are. Those plans depend on Arrival successfully certifying its vehicles for road use. The company expects to sew up this process with its bus in the coming weeks and with its van in the second quarter. And then there's just a little bit of a quote here at the end, and then that's pretty much it. That's all for the article. But yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and go over this article because there were some things in here that I didn't like, but mostly some things that I did like. But I think it's actually good that Bloomberg is covering Arrival. I think it brings more exposure, especially since I'm sure most investors probably forgot about this company. But I think it does say a lot, the fact that this company is on Bloomberg's radar and the fact that they are covering it. So yeah, that is very exciting and I am very happy about that. So I did just want to go ahead and go over that with you guys and give another Arrival update. I think our next update is going to see what they do in Q2. So for most of Q1, probably going to be quiet. Not much else to really talk about because most of the action and the progress that we want to see is going to take place in Q2. So Q2 is when you can expect a lot of Arrival update videos from this channel. Now, obviously, I'll try and update you guys on Arrival whenever I see anything new, but Q2 is really what we're looking for here. So there you have it. And that will go ahead and conclude today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.